Okay, folks, and with that, we are into the third and final game in this set between Yellow Submarines and London Conspiracy. We do have a set after this, but for right now, this is the game of the Dota Pit qualifiers season 4 that we're looking at. Either way, let's get right into it. We got bans and picks flying out. Minnie, how do you feel about one side having Wyvern Darkseer wombo combo, but the other manages to get the Tusk, always powerful, and Quap, a lane dominator?
10 seconds.
I think something that's quite important to note that I think London Conspiracy will need to pick up a hero that will work well against the Darkseer, because normally we saw Jarapactor, I think it's picked obviously against Darkseer, but I think he's just obviously been banned out here. They banned out Anti-Mage as well, a hero that works quite well against Darkseer because obviously the magic resistance from his spell shield. Another hero that works quite well against Darkseer in the short lane is Juggernaut, because you can spin on the wave and kill the Iron Shell. I think that was probably the three best heroes against Darkseer to deal with him in the lane. Gyrocopter, Anti-Mage and Juggernaut. So I'd like to see him probably pick up Juggernaut in the third or fourth pick. Works very, very well. Can team fight well. And is also said decent against Darkseer in the lane. Queen of Pain and Tusk, again, very, very strong heroes that can roam very well. And I'm just kind of like the change, obviously, because I think game 1 and game 2 was kind of similar in terms of picks. So Queen of Pain and Tusk, some fresh heroes to this series anyway.
Yeah, we're also going to be seeing Gyrolina ban out. I like that. Also the anti-mage. I feel like this is the first time, unless I'm remembering wrong, he hasn't been kind of touched, and then suddenly a ban out on him.
I think it's because he's a hero that works well against Darkseer in the offlane, and seeing as they banned Gyrocopter as well, a hero that's very, very good against Darkseer in the lane. I think they just wanted to ban out any heroes that are good against Darkseer in the lane, but Juggernaut is still on the board, so I'd expect him to be paired in the short lane, unless they want to run Queen of Pain in the short lane, which again works well against Darkseer, and then have a different mid, which isn't out of the question, something that obviously Secret used to do back in DAC, but that's a long time ago. But yeah, I wonder what London Conspiracy are going to go from there.
It's also something where it feels like Yellow Submarine maybe a respect ban, seeing how much work Gyrocopter did in that last game, and seeing that Darkseer, who, I mean, should have been able to surge away a few times, just overstepping, a little bit too confident, so going to ban it out. Spirit Breaker. Dazzle comes out though. I like Dazzle a lot. Obviously a great hero for keeping your teammates alive, and there's a bit of synergy with if Tusk snowballs up a bunch of people, and then you snowball and you can get off a nice heal bomb.
Yeah, I like the support pairing of Tusk and Dazzle though, because Dazzle is obviously defensive support and Tusk is mainly aggressive. So they kind of cover all their bases in terms of like the whole sort of game. A hero, it works well like with Tusk as well, because Tusk obviously, when you play support Tusk, like I've had this problem a lot. Like you sort of snowball in, but then you kind of sacrifice a lot of your positioning because you're inside kind of the team fight, and you normally instantly die. But obviously with bail you out if necessary. It looks like London Conspiracy are going to take the slider, perhaps as a deny pick, seeing as Yellow Submarine do have the Wind Ranger.
Yeah. So, I also think, of course, it's nice synergy with Dazzle for some minus armor, and it's something where Queen of Pain obviously brings a lot of magical. It's nice to have a mix because you are up against a Wyvern, but then Queen of Pain, she just kind of, her int scales really well, so she actually hits quite hard as the game progresses, also with the items she goes. So it is something where it hasn't been unheard of to also see her go into a build where she's hitting quite hard, maybe even picks up an AC. So suddenly London Conspiracy have a good amount of physical. They feel like, I feel like they have a decent amount of magical coming out of Tusk and Queen of Pain, and then a bit of pure to add on to that. So we're feeling like they're doing well to deal with this Wyvern.
Yeah, definitely. I think they've got a good draft already. Like they've got easy kill potential on mid with Queen of Pain plus Tusk. Slot obviously a great offlaner, can synergize well with obviously like you said Dazzle and Queen of Pain. As long as he can get his blink. I think as long as they secure themselves like a decent carry, I think Juggernaut might be the best pick because he can deal with Darkseer obviously in the lane. It's still okay against Wind Ranger. Obviously the ult still goes through Wind Run. The auto attacks in between don't, but the damage does initially. And obviously you can spin on top of a Cold Embrace target as well. So far, I do like the London Conspiracy draft. In terms of Yellow Submarine, it looks like they're going to need to pick themselves up a carry and a support. They might even try and deny pick, like with maybe like a Juggernaut themselves, but I have to wait and see.
Yeah. And we're going to be seeing... I do like the Jug, but it's a bit... Actually, no. I was gonna say it's a bit meh. I mean, there are a couple things which can dodge it. Obviously, it's a pain if you're the Tusk. Sorry, if you're the Jug. You're doing your Jug things. You get Snowball eaten. Eats your Omni Slash. But it's certainly something where sometimes you can get off that Omni Slash before Dazzle has time to throw out the Shallow Grave. Or even if you get everyone low and there is something like a Shallow Grave going around, you sometimes get the kills with the spin.
Yeah. Their second support though, their options are a little bit kind of limited. Undyne's banned out, Tusk's already picked, and so is Spirit Breaker banned out as well. So they might maybe perhaps pick up a Night Stalker instead of pick up Nyx Assassin actually. So I think that might be the secondary support because Darkseer is most likely going to be played in the offlane. I don't really see them playing Darkseer in second support. So it looks like it's going to be a Nyx second support. Something that the Chinese teams actually like to do a lot. I was going to suggest Night Stalker, but I think Nyx Assassin offers similar properties because of his vision advantage. Obviously when he's invis. So
I also really like him against the Quap. Right? No, he's just great.
Yeah, very strong.
Sorry.
Because of his kill potential. Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, obviously, kind of similar to Bounty Hunter. Obviously, you can give him vision advantage because of his invis, but and to do work in the lanes. At least in this case, Nyx can sort of get his levels and stuff, stack and pull, and go from there.
Yeah. So my only concern with the Nyx Assassin, of course, is again whether he can have that game impact he needs. It's something where you need to, the moment you hit 6, start getting those kills with Vendetta or setting up kills for other people. You don't necessarily, like the offlane Nyx, which I think you often actually use the Vendetta auto attack for extra damage. I think the support Nyx more often just sets up the stun so other people can do damage. But it's going to help with the Quap a bit because she's int, also to sneak up on her and get the stuns. I feel like London Conspiracy have showed, though, that they're aware of these movements. Even in Game 1 where they had a hard time, they generally did a good job of grouping up when they needed to against smokes that were coming out that were obvious. And I feel like the moment they see on the scoreboard that Nyx has hit 6, they're probably going to group up or just start purchasing sentries.
Yeah, definitely. I think their draft is a lot better than game 2, though. Pressure for him to actually get things done in the early game, whereas at least in this game Nyx isn't really reliant. Like, he can get his levels and then try and find kills with a Vendetta. And I think Nyx plus Wind Ranger is a very good game combo because obviously Nyx can be invis and be wherever Wind Ranger is and sort of set up kills like you said on the Queen of Pain. They ban out Husker though, so I think Juggernaut to me seems like the kind of decent and obvious pick here. Works well against Darkseer, as I said. Is okay against Nyx obviously. Because he can't get what's the word? Spike carapace while he's spinning or ult in. So yeah, I mean I don't see any other pick, but I'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. I also find the Wraith King ban kind of funny. I get that it's something clearly that they ran, and then they don't have a good way of burning all of his mana on London Conspiracy, but I wasn't sure that it was what Yellow Submarine were going for. On the other hand, I'm trying to rack my brain for good kind of carries that have a bit of AoE damage that can synergize some with the Darkseer. Drawing a blank. Maybe Sven.
I don't have the heroes in front of me.
Pick Sven. Hey, it also brings armor. It's great.
Sven's
no,
really bad.
come on.
Sven's really bad.
But it would add armor.
It's against Razor though. Like Razor versus melee carries that are really mobile would get absolutely crushed. Ember Spirit I think is a good pick here. Just because, he's melee, but he doesn't have to be in the fight. He can just spam of Sight of Fist. But yeah, London going over the carry picks though from both teams. London Conspiracy pick up Razor. I think it's okay because obviously they can deal with Darkseer in the lane because he's ranged, and also it kind of builds towards their strategy of kind of pressuring early on, team fight. Maybe he might even pick up the mech himself and look try and take team fights and pressure Yellow Submarine from like the mid game. Then Emma Spirit themselves obviously gives them some AoE damage, whether he gets like cleave from Sight of Fist, and yeah, decent pick overall.
It is actually some good synergy with the Darkseer, and I heard the scratching as if someone was writing.
10 seconds
not going to be the case. Very confusing, Dota. One day we'll load in. There we go. So let's get ourselves into the third and final deciding game. Can London Conspiracy do it, or will Yellow Submarine be victorious? We have got Kefka on that Slaughter, Furious Monkey on the Dazzle, Solon on the Tusk. It's going to be Baby Knight on that Razor, and Queen of Pain being played up by Jalopy. So this is going to be a safe lane Queen of Pain. I wasn't 100% sure what to expect here. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it looks like I'm going to probably run an aggressive tri-lane top. But yeah, Queen of Pain is going to do fine against Darkseer in the short lane, but going to go over the lineup of Yellow Submarine before we go too much in terms of analysis. Orbit being played on the Darkseer, Artez on the Ember Spirit, QXY on the Windrunner, Music Symbol on the Nyx, and PSM on the Winter Wyvern.
Yes.
Oh,
we've already got a Snowball, but it was just one man in the Snowball. You say, oh dear, but he didn't bring anyone with him, so not the most successful. And I'm really surprised there. It's often something where we do see one team does, you know, 4 or 5-man snowball, gets the first blood, but no such luck here.
That's probably risky though, like snowballing as 5 into a tier 1 tower. Like you don't know where YeS Submarine.
No, you just do it. You all die.
It's just YOLO, man.
Yeah, come on. It's the 3rd game. Why win it based on strength and skill? Why not win it just based on that first blood and whether you get it or not? Realistically, I'm joking a little bit, but I've definitely seen games. There was a game where one team had managed to get themselves a Broodmother. It was a clear outdraft. You know, it was a game where the Broodmother had no counters, but the opposing team managed to get... Okay, who picked up the bounty? Okay, Doxy got it. But the opposing team managed to get 3 kills at the 0-minute mark, including one on the Broodmother, and it just set them up. Like, they got level 2s on supports who wouldn't have had it. They were able to buy more than enough detection. So, it's something where sometimes the first blood can win you the game.
So there's a little bit of mind games going on actually. So I realised that Queen of Pain was going to go bottom against Darkseer. So YeS Submarine actually sort of switch up. Going to send the Wind and Wyvern and Ember Spirit bot, which is the right decision. Secure Ember his farm, and they can dodge obviously the tri-lane themselves. But it looks like actually they're going to rotate already though. But this is what YeS Submarine want. They obviously want the Darkseer against the tri-lane and make sure they can secure farm on Ember. But Dazzle has already TP'd down, and maybe expect the Tusk to do so as well.
Yeah, this is also kind of funny. If everybody rotates, it's kind of like everybody loses. Obviously, rotating expends you a little bit more gold, but if everybody has to, kind of it's the team who rotates last that loses, I guess. Sorry, by lost I mean if you are the ones who have to expend more TPs. No, but maybe viewers don't. Sometimes I say stuff and it didn't. It's a hard thing to say. Either way, we have an interesting mid-engagement. There's going to be lots of damage stolen up. Windrunner just trying to wander off, but Baby Knight's still getting a lot of damage. This is a matchup, I feel like, at some point, I mean, Razor's a lane dominator. At some point, the Windrunner is probably just going to be power-shotting through things, because of how Razor works.
Well, I mean, luckily this Razor's been put in the mid lane though, because if he's put in the side lanes, like he can really, really dominate with the static link though, because at least in the mid lane, like Wind Ranger can just run behind the tower, then Razor has to back off. But yeah, you're right. It's going to come to a point where, particularly if Razor can get boots advantage over the Wind Ranger, she's going to have to resort to just power shotting to get creeps. But she's doing fine though already, 5-1, and she might try and go for a kill here. Oh my god!
Oh, she's doing it. She needs a lot more auto attack, but she misses the power shot, and yeah, as you said, that's going to be her first blood. The snowball coming in, a nice rotation out of Solon. Also, maybe an overextension coming out from QX.
Saw the opportunity, man. The greed was too much, unfortunately.
Yeah. I also wanted to comment on, I'm a little bit surprised. Now, you mentioned you like the Ember Spirit. The reason I suggested this Sven was, of course, there's an abundance of minus armor and physical damage coming out of London Conspiracy. I'm a bit worried here for an Ember. Of course, his physical damage is what he can't deal with. If you name one thing Ember is afraid of, it's that physical damage. Amp damage, heal bombs, snowball, walrus punch, it's just not the nicest to be an Ember here, I feel.
And but there is ways to play against it or around it. We talked about, I think it was in game 1, there's kind of 2 ways to build Ember, and this is definitely the game to build Glass Cannon, because like he can't man fight, simply because obviously Razor's going to link him, and obviously there's a lot of minus armor as we stated before. So what he will need to do in this game is just build complete Glass Cannon, build towards the Daedalus, Battle Fury, Blink, stand behind, and just spam out Sight of Fist. And this is definitely the way to go, because I don't think he can man up and really be useful in the team fights. Even if he builds BKB, the static link is going to sort of render him null practically. So definitely the blink is the way to go in this game.
And they have rotated the Ember Spirit back up top, deciding that he will have an easier lane against the solo slaughter. Rotations abound. Dogs is down bottom. Dogs is only level 2 is something else I wanted to mention. I think this is really rough, and I wasn't expecting Slaughter to have a better time up here just because the Tusk had left the lane for so long, but apparently he's been doing good work.
I mean, with all this lane swapping though, like the one thing that the person who loses is the person that has to rotate to try and get the lanes they want. I think that's what you're trying to say. And because YeS Submarine have been the ones been rotating a lot, this is actually the one that's caused them a lot of harm. Actually, I should talk about Nyx is going to be in trouble.
Yeah, they're trying to wait out the spiked carapace. They do. They get off the Slithering Crush and a bit of a heal bomb, but there the Impale manages to latch onto Kefka. There's also going to be and last minute Shallow Grave after the Searing Chains come out, and Solon, he's trying to body block. He knows that without any form of Flame Guard, the damage output from Odds is no longer nearly as scary, and Kefka is ready to turn around if you want. And they've wasted so much time. I mean, the fact that they didn't secure themselves a kill on YeS Submarine, that it just means that Ember, he just missed out on creeps and got nothing for it.
Yeah, definitely. And actually, Wind Ranger might be in trouble. No, I think she's going to be fine. Yeah. But yeah, like exactly the reason why the yellow submarine have been sort of rotating lanes back and forth. And as a result, it's the Ember that has really sort of come to harm right now. He's only got 9 CS in a game of 4.5 minutes, and then you compare that to Queen of Pain, who hasn't rotated once. He's 21 and 11, and as a result, London Conspiracy are really coming in favour in the lanes just because they're not the ones rotating a lot.
And it's the same with this Razor, just having a chill time in middle. I mean, had some help with some folks coming in to gank when the Tusk came by, but it's the same deal. You're seeing Ember's gonna fall behind, and he is a hero who really needs help. Furious Monkey gets off a big heal bomb, actually going ham on ults, and he's only level 4. They're gonna get the kill. One more auto attack will get it. He goes down. I was really impressed. I thought for sure Furious Monkey had put himself in a bad spot, was gonna take a Searing Chains, but they got the Slithering Crush and the heal bomb off in time.
Yeah, just really nice play from London Conspiracy, honestly. The way they've set out their lanes is really good, and going back to the point about them switching back and forth the lanes, yes, both teams have been rotating, but the one key difference is that London Conspiracy, their supports have been rotating. The Dazzle and the Tusk have been rotating back and forth, but you look at their core heroes, Raze has been sat mid for the whole game, Queen of Pain has been sat bottom the whole game, and Slardar has been sat top the whole game, whereas Ember Spirit's been top, mid, back, forth, like he's gone all the way over the map, and his CS is really showing that.
Yeah. We're gonna have another static link coming out on the Windrun and just casually taking 31 damage. And this is something where, yes, you might have that Windrun. Oh, we have a 3-man snowball that's coming out. There is Spiked Carapace. He does manage to pop it, but they're gonna wait it out. Somebody eats a mango. It's Kefka. He's going in again. Oh, goodness. There's gonna be Nyx going down. Gets up a nice Impale Furious Monkey. He pops that Shallow Grave. He's gonna try to walk away. He actually is just trying to buy the rest of his team time, understanding he's gonna sacrifice himself. He does go down.
Yeah, really smart play. And it even forced a rotation from Windrunner as well, so that's definitely in favour of London Conspiracy. Actually, middle lane, Queen of Pain might go onto this dark. Oh, Blink's too far away.
Yeah, just a little bit, and now she's going to be running under tower in a second. There are TP's rotations. That's a long cooldown on that level 1 Blink. There's the Impale. Queen of Pain goes down as well. Not worth it, I fear.
Yep, definitely not worth it. That Blink was the kind of mistake that caused him his death there, unfortunately, but...
I have to say also
still,
Nyx. Oh.
Yeah, nice rotation from Nyx as well. He's level 5 now as well. When he gets level 6, that is very scary actually. Like, he's got a lot of experience this early on. If you remember, like Bounty Hunter was level like 5, 10 minutes into the game, and Nyx is like nearly level 6, and it's only 7 minutes in, so doing very well. And not only that, when he hits level 6, there's going to be a lot of pressure that he can sort of put on the lane. Like, any lane he wants to go to, I think he can secure a kill actually. Actually, top lane.
Oh, and speaking of securing kills, we got a snowball onto ults. He's still only level 5, a huge shadow wave coming out, and it's inevitable, his fall. A couple more auto attacks. As you were saying about Nyx in mid, I have to say it's especially painful for the co-op. Not only did she get an unfavorable trade, of course her life being worth a lot more than the offlane Doxia, the Nyx gets the levels. It's something where when your mid dies, it sucks. When your mid dies and you as a support manage to get in there and get all the experience on killing the opposing mid, it sucks a lot less because you get an early level 6 and this Nyx is going to hurt the economy. Suddenly Dazzle and Tusk are going to be needing to buy sentries all the time to think about where Nyx could be. They have to be more cognizant of where he is on the map. It becomes harder to farm. It just hurts the economy of London Conspiracy so much, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Like you kind of swap or trade the experience for a support, or sorry, experience for like a mid for the experience for a support, which is definitely a good trade. Talking to that top lane though.
Oh, we have a little bit of engagement. Furious Monkey gets off the Shallow Grave, just going for the TP. Do they have nothing to stop this? It doesn't look like it. And now Kefka, Slithering Crush, but he melts. That was a nice little play from the Nyx using that spiked carapace. He'll go down, but I have to say, really impressed by how this Nyx is playing. And he's like 5 experience off of level 6. I was like, maybe he got it in that engagement, but not quite. So he's about to have it. He's going to have it sub 10 minutes. And
yeah. Definitely, and I think that the thing is though as well is like Nyx isn't a hero that can get experience easily. Like he can't farm off the jungle. He's very reliant on kills or reliant on sort of pull-in, which isn't the easiest way to get easiest way to get levels. But getting level 6 very early on, like this win rate is only level 8, so level 6 on Nyx can be very useful. So bottom lane though.
I completely whiff on that one, but we're going to be seeing Jalopy. He needs to be careful. 4 more seconds on that blink. It looks like he'll be able to get out this time, but it's always something where you have to be careful. Level 1, 15 seconds. Level 2, it's still 12. Blinks the right way this time and is out. But yeah, the interesting trade-off with Quap, of course, having one of those longer blink cooldowns. What is happening up top? They're giving it a go. Cold Embrace coming out on Alts, who does have his Remnant up. So suddenly killing this guy, I feel like they've done a fantastic job of killing him already, but suddenly he gets a lot harder to kill, and they're gonna have to work for their their food.
Middle lane, Nyx is invis actually, and they might be able to secure a kill on Razor. They have to land a good shackle though from Windranger.
It's really tough. This guy is naturally tanky, of course, with that unstable current. I do think it's a little bit easy here. Oh, the shackle misses, and we have a pause. There is no way.
There's no way they kill him now, I don't think.
Yeah.
Seeing as Nyx doesn't have it in mana burn either. But yeah, just going over a point I want to make though is that Ember is still very, very underfarmed. Only 17 CS and 9 minutes in. Like you compare the likes of like 54 CS on Razor, 46 on Queen of Pain, and this is a hero that you kind of need to have farm. Like yes, you have Windranger to secure some kind of late game physical presence, but really you're looking for the Ember, to get that glass cannon build as we talked about. You want him to have like an early battle fury, some real big damage crit and cleaves when the vacuum comes out. And I think London Conspiracy, I think they can kind of particularly pressure him a lot. Like this Queen of Pain is most likely going to get Orchid, and seeing as Ember's kind of underfarmed, he won't have a chance to get mana either. So I think just from the laning stage, this Ember is going to have a very bad game, and I don't really see him kind of a way to get back into this game. There's no stacks on the side of YeLo Submarine either. So yeah, it's going to be very hard for Artez to have an impact in this game, honestly, which is a sad fact for YeLo Submarine.
An Orbit just going for the TP out with no Sonic Wave this time. Quap has a hard time killing him, but we can already see she's hitting for 95 damage. I mean, imagine this with amp damage and so on. Oh, she is a truck. She is in fact a truck. We're gonna see a nice little amp damage onto the Nyx Assassin. He does have Vendetta up in 3, but with the sprint still coming, does he have spiked Carapace? Nope. So they block him off with the ice shots. There's going to be the cold embrace, but I think they have more than enough damage. And this is the nice thing about Razor versus Wyvern. Suddenly our Razor, he's actually delaying the kill because he wanted to steal up as much damage as possible. Got 66 on him. And if anybody from YeLo Submarines come close, he is gonna smack him down.
Yep, kind of similar to a Slark in that respect. Like the cold embrace is kind of a good and bad. But yeah, nice rotation from Razor. And I think Razor's going to be picking up a mech, and when Queen of Pain hits his Orchid timing as well, YeLo Submarine are kind of in a bad position to fight. Because Windranger needs Ags to be useful, and obviously Ember's had a hard time as well, so I think there's going to be a time when the mid game happens for London Conspiracy. They have their items and they're just going to face roll YeLo Submarine. I don't think they have the means to do it.
It feels exactly like last game where they've picked someone like this Darkseer who can fight very early, and we're actually going to be seeing an engagement up top coming out of London Conspiracy. The YeLo Submarines, they pick the Darkseer, someone who can fight very early, but then they pick Windrunner, someone who needs a lot of farm, Ember Spirit, who needs a lot of farm. Just not quite seeing the synergy in the builds, or in the draft.
Yeah, I just think that the way London's Conspiracy have played in the laning phase is very, very solid. Like they've locked down Ember Spirit, which is the biggest thing. Just because of the way they rotate the lanes has been very, very good. But yeah, I mean, it's still not Doomsday yet for YeLo Submarine. Ember Spirit is still very useful in the early game, whether he has items or not, just because of how strong he is in the early phase of the game. If YeLo Submarine can make some nice plays, perhaps with the Nyx Assassin, with the Windranger, I mean, they're still in a good position.
Yeah. Speaking of nice plays, Kefka getting some damage onto the Darkseer, and now they're splitting the map a lot more effectively, it feels out like, from London Conspiracy. 5,000 net worth ahead, 2,000 gold experience as well, so they are having a blast. And this Razor, I don't know if he's just going to buy up the full mech or a Sanj or a Yasha here, because he's approaching those. Oh, he just bought...
He's not going mech, he's going Yasha. Yeah. So I think that actually might be a good news for YeLo Submarine. Yes, they're going to have to deal with Razor, who's going to go build quite decently in the late game, but I think with him not going mech, they have some kind of ability to take team fights.
We have an Impale coming out, but the Snowball, they're going onto the Windrunner. You cannot dodge that, but there's going to be a wall dropped. Again, they just run through it. Where's the backup? Baby Knight, they use the Winter's Coast, but nobody's attacking him. He lives. He has like 7 health, and nobody's killing him. Solan's going to be the one who goes down instead. Furious Monkey not able to get the Shallow Grave off in time, and of course they did. Oh, the Sonic Wave completely. Oh wait, was it spiked Carapace or was it whiffed? I think it was whiffed.
Missed.
Yeah, and now she's shackled up Jalopy. It's looking like gonna go down. They managed to throw out the heal bomb to save one. There's the Shallow Grave. They need more damage onto this Nyx Assassin, but Jalopy probably just wanting, switching to Int. Gonna blink away. Also, I just want to say again, Baby Knight survived 7 HP. Like, that was ridiculous.
He got lucky there, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, with Razor not going mech, YeLo Submarine still have the ability to take team fights. They just have to make sure that they play it or outplay London Conspiracy.
Yeah.
But one thing's for certain as well, I think for Ember, he needs someone to make space, and I think that has to be Nyx. Nyx has to find these kills. They tried an engagement mid, worked out okay. Yes, they lost, I think it was Nyx, I think it was Nyx for Tusk trade. But it was so easy to be killing on the Razor as well, so, yeah.
And speaking of Tusk being traded, Solon, he has dived a little too deep. He does have some backup, so maybe they can do something here. The heal is on cooldown, but there are a lot of trees being knocked out. They do have the shallow grave. Comes out of Solon just in time, but still, I don't know if they can get the kills on the rest of them. Spiked Carapace slowing down the Razor as well. He saves a lot of time going into that. He's going to get the Warrior's Punch off, of course. Oh, he gets the kill on Windrunner first, and now it's looking like Nyx is going to go down as well. Definitely a win coming out for London Conspiracy. It just feels like right now, not only are they playing to their draft, but they're just outplaying Yellow Submarines a little bit.
Yeah, Darkseid wasn't able to be there because I think he's down bottom. If Darkseid was there, like a big vac into wall combo, that could have been the difference, honestly. But a really nice play from Tusk though, securing the kill on Wind Ranger before he dies. Like, that's the most important thing as a support you can do. Like, make sure you get your spells up before you die, and as a result, he nets him 2 extra kills as well. So really nice play there by the Tusk.
Also, this Razor is huge. I mean, he is 4-0-2, 91 CS at 14 minutes in, top of the net worth chart by far. Darkseid goes down on the bottom because he was diving a little bit and Queen of Pain was there. I don't disagree with this Razor's decision to go Sanj and Yasha. I think also he has something flying out to him. Does he really have the whole... Yeah, he has the whole bloody Sanj and Yasha already.
Yeah,
because...
it's fun. Like, if he's tanky enough, like we won't need the mech. Like, if he's got S and Y, this kind of farm, I think it might be best not to go mech. But he can still team fight as well.
And Tusk is going to have the mech very soon because things are going that way.
Yeah. Like, things are getting out of hand really quickly as well. Queen of Pain's closing on Orchid, and unfortunately they're not able to make enough space for Ember. Ember still has like 30 CS. Like, look at his net worth; it's very, very low compared to what it should be. Like, he's below the Darks here. Talking of Darks, actually, bottom lane, you are dead.
Goodness!
Oh, Nyx nearly died as well.
So you can pop that spiked Carapace in invisibility, but I fear if he did, he would have probably just gotten screamed on right after. He was...
Yeah. I think it happened so quickly as well. I don't think he even realised to spike Carapace.
That's terrifying. We do have Dazzle on a deep warding mission. Just gonna do Dazzle things. Actually, putting a ward between the towers. I like that one. And with that, will be everything chilling out. Now, another thing I really wanted to mention, of course, there is almost a 10,000 net worth lead for London Conspiracy, over 5,000 experience, and that to me is almost more worrisome. 10,000 net worth, yes, that's like 2 or 3 items done up on people. I think the Ember gets out here, yeah, he's gonna be fine. But at the same time, look at this level advantage. You've got level 8 on everybody on London Conspiracy. They're just so strong. The Dazzle has maxed out Shadow Wave. He's getting lots and lots of points in that Shallow Grave. Can cast it from ages away. And Windrunner, if she decides to go for this, they actually have the Glyph. They don't end up boning the Glyph, but Windrunner just gonna TP out. And I actually think if they had popped the Glyph there, she would have had to stay for longer. Maybe they could have caught her.
Yeah, nice play there from Wind Ranger there to secure that tower without dying or any kind of repercussions. A small sign of hope. She's closing on Ags, which is going to give them some kind of damage, which they desperately need actually. Because right now, just in the mid game, like London Conspiracy are just far stronger in the team fights.
So now we're going to be having a snowball coming in onto... Oh goodness, that's going to be a nice shackle onto Solon to turn it around. Maybe finally something's going to go Yellow Submarine's way. With the Winter's Curse, Furious Monkey can't cast that Shallow Grave onto anyone, but manages to get it off. Very short duration on that level 1 Winter's Curse, only 2.5 seconds, but a power shot going to finish off the Dazzle, and I think with that they disengage.
Signs of life. That Tusk was really deep though. That's one thing. Like, sometimes you charge snowball and the enemy like goes right far behind like the tier 2 or tier 3 tower. Then you're like, oh crap, I'm going in, boys. But yeah, a little bit too deep and cost Dazzle his life, unfortunately.
Yeah, but there's still over 10,000 net worth ahead and 7.5 experience. I mean, we've got Slaughter 17 minutes in. He has been buying up dust, but is still almost at his blink. He also has a casual orb of venom.
Oh, mid.
Oh yeah, Quap, she has that Orchid. She doesn't quite manage to get it off on the Windrunner, so are they going to be punished for this? But no, they blocked her off! Sonic Wave, Warrior's Punch has to be coming out soon, and she is going down. Now, there is a Nyx Assassin around and a wall. Can they do anything? It doesn't look like it.
What a hero, man. And like 1800 cast range on them shards. Well, our shards though, to be fair, and secures the kill onto Wind Ranger. Really nice play. But yeah, Orchid on Queen of Pain as well. Like, Ember is not safe to farm anywhere by himself. Like, look at bottom. Like, they're forced to have Wyvern and Nyx both supporting this Ember just to push a lane. Yep. Because Queen of Pain can solo kill him just with that Orchid. So.
And it's a 17-minute mech coming out of the support Tusk. He can go for Guardian Greaves or a Blink if he wants to save people from that Winter's Curse. It's hard to snowball up the Winter's Curse unit. If you snowball through them, you can always pick them up. But another thing that's a bit easier to do is you can pick up easily the people who are attacking the cursed unit. So, Blink, always fantastic here. Nyx Assassin rocking an Orb of Venom, nothing else, and the Windrunner, I mean, she's halfway to that Aghanim Scepter, but it's just feeling like, again, London Conspiracy are going to take over this game before Yellow Submarine have a chance to do anything.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to what happened in Game 2. Unfortunately, they don't have the heroes to fight. Like, London Conspiracy, like, are bringing the fight ASAP and as soon as possible, like, very, very hard and very, very fast. Because like, they win the lanes, and they just take that momentum onto the mid game. And Yellow Submarine, they kind of lost their lanes to extent, and as a result, they need to have their lanes won to be useful in the mid game. But they need to farm, like you said, on Wind Ranger, on Ember Spirit, and if they don't have that, then they don't have a presence in the team fights. And London Conspiracy are just doing a really good job of pressure and keeping up any kind of pressure onto Yellow Submarine. Now they're closing in on Ags, on Wind Ranger, we said before, but in terms of a 5-on-5 engagement, 5-on-5 team fights, London Conspiracy are going to come out ahead every single time.
It's also still not enough damage. It's something where Windrunner with the Ags, when you have the Slaughter on your team, it's enough to do a lot of damage. But here, not only is it not enough, she needs another damage item, you're still not having that synergy with the rest of your team. I mean, there's no vacuum, nice Windrunner interaction. So this smoke doesn't look like it's going to latch, but it should be enough for them to... Oh, goodness, as I say, the smoke isn't going to latch. Maybe they don't need it. They're going in on PSM, Slithering Crush. Goodbye, Wyvern. And can they get Orbit with more? The Ice Shell's not quite on the right side, but Plasma Field more than enough to bring him down. So another tier 2, and if they just keep pushing like this, yeah, they might lose the tier 1 up here, but you're definitely getting the favorable team objectives, and oh goodness, they might even TP for this.
Yeah, they don't want to give anything away. It makes sense. They're just they're a lot stronger right now. Like you said, there's no damage from that from Yellow Submarine, and they're gonna... Nyx is up here as well, but I don't think they can get anything done. Yeah, and they're gonna have to back off, unfortunately.
Yeah. So, we're going to be seeing casual Nyx Assassin hunting. He's got a little bit of backup, maybe him in the Windrunner. I don't think Baby Knight is your target. This guy is so tanky. He also almost has an AC. Am I seeing this right? Maybe with 3 of them they can finally take him out. Oh, goodness.
That's a big kill.
They get the raid boss, but there are a lot of teammates in the area. There's going to be a snowball going out onto the Nyx Assassin of all targets. He's going down. Can they get some more? Oh, it does end up just going TPing away, and I think QX... Oh, they actually... Okay, that was a really long TP, but I guess they thought it would be a lot shorter. They didn't realize that 2 of them TP'd down here. So.
Slithering Crush was still on cooldown though. Like, the only way they could stop it if he got a first hit bash.
Yeah, you got it. You just got to try for it.
Wouldn't be out of the question, I guess.
So it's like, oh, he only has 1 point in it, so it's only 10% chance. I was gonna say it's more than 17%, but at level 1 it is not, in fact. And they get the kill on Darkseer. No bashes there either.
Yeah. Yeah, AC built on Razor, like it just gives them a way to breach high ground. Like Ags would have done the same thing, but I think AC just synergizes better with the Slaughter and Dazzle. So.
And it's ridiculous, yeah, as you said, with Slaughter and Dazzle, I mean, these towers are weak, these heroes are weak, you try to fight into them and they will just overwhelm you with their physical damage. Dazzle gets a heal bomb off of you when you have maybe amp damage, a little bit of weave, and the AC affecting you. I don't know who withstands that here.
Yep, no one, put simply. Queen of Pain's got BKB now as well, so I think they will take Roche before they go high ground, and then they'll just either put the Aegis on Queen of Pain or Razor, and then just make him siege the base. And Yellow Submarine, they don't have, I mean, they have okay high ground defense, obviously with the Darkseer.
They're getting ready to go again on Baby Knight. They got the shackle off. Can they do it? They have the bots coming in from Ember Spirit, and twice in a row they're going to pick off this big kill for them.
Big kills.
These are huge.
Yeah, delaying the game really well, but again it goes back to Nyx. Nyx has secured both of these kills now for Razor, and definitely some signs of life, honestly. Like, I think that might be Ags on Wind Ranger now. Yeah, I think it's Ags on Wind Ranger. Ember's got his travel, so he can split push the map. Nyx closing on his Blink Dagger, so I mean those two big kills honestly have put Yellow Submarine back into this game.
Yeah, but it's still a huge lead coming out from London Conspiracy. They've got 4,000 net worth over both, like, the Windrunner and the Ember, 4,000 net worth behind the Razor and the Quap, and that's with killing the Razor recently twice. I mean,
yeah, like Yellow Submarine, they still can't team fight, but at least it gives them some kind of pressure.
Oh, they actually throw out the Impale. Oh, goodness, they even dropped the Wolf for potentially the Illusion Quap. They're going to get this kill onto the Nyx easily, and suddenly the Yellow Submarine, they have burnt a big cooldown, and their heroes maybe not as mobile as the Queen of Pain and the Blink Dagger Slaughter. Orbit looking to find an easy way to TP out. I think he's got it. Oh, no, wait, no. Okay, Kepka's still gonna start going for that first hit bash. Like, come on. You gotta go for the 10%.
That's close. That's a bit, like, Kefka's actually played Slaughter like 3 times this game. I bet he must be so annoyed to play that Slaughter again. It's like,
the joke is, too, that Kefka can only play Tusk. because there was like 14 games in a row where they only picked Kefka Tusk. This was as the new patch, right after it was dropped. So people hadn't quite realized how OP he was, so he's still making it through first round bans. But yeah, Kefka gets stuck on a lot of the same hero when I'm watching London Conspiracy, and I don't even see where Dogsy, Queen of Pain, just picks him off too fast for us to see as we're watching the bottom tier tower siege.
Yeah, and Nyx is coming over them, but I mean, this would be a pretty big kill if they can catch this Queen of Pain. Actually, they're gonna try and they might try and find him actually.
They're not looking down. Yeah, she blinks away.
Fine. Yeah, I mean, she has BKB, so I don't think they'd even be able to kill him anyway. To be fair, but
so going to be. I mean, we've got them going into Roshan. They've cleared all the outer tier 2 towers. It feels like, again, they're in a position where Yellow Submarine needs to wait.
They got him! They actually did.
Okay, wow. I was watching Roshan. What exactly occurred?
They caught the Queen of Pain. He was literally like a 0.1 second away from getting BKB and getting it off, but there's enough. They did get Roshan as a result, but I think that's a trade they would be okay with, because I don't think Yellow Submarine could stop London Conspiracy getting Roshan anyway, so getting a kind of a trade in Queen of Pain is something very, very worthwhile. Ember's close for his Battle Fury. If they can get that, they can actually defend high ground by just spamming out. And Nyx has his Blink now as well, so yeah man, 3 massive kills honestly, 2 from Razor, 1 on Queen of Pain now, giving Yellow Submarine some kind of glimmers of hope.
Yeah. And it's certainly something where we've talked about it before, but if you can get the Battle Fury up on the Ember Spirit and 1 damage item, your high ground defense, I mean, we saw it last game, your high ground defense can become insane. So, gonna be interesting. Now, we've got what looks to be an attempted gank coming out here. We throw out the dust, actually. Orbits, they're gonna get the Slithering Crush, and he is going down. There's just gonna be a casual grip onto him at the same time as they go on the Wyvern on the sidelines. Can I zoom out enough to catch both? Oh, yes, we can. At the same time, Nyx is still chilling up here. He's actually gonna TP out, so this could be the high ground push coming out from London Conspiracy.
Yeah, and unfortunately there's no buyback on Doxy or Winter Wyvern, and I think that might be... they're up in 25 seconds though, so they might be able to defend. They're going to try and split push bottom in the meantime, and they're going to get that tower bot. Dox is up in 19 seconds. It depends how much damage London Conspiracy can do before Dox is up.
I mean, they have an AC full on the Razor, and the Razor has a DD, of course, because this is Dota, and sometimes it's a bit luck-based. So this tower is melting. We can see sitting at a bunch of minus armor. They do pop the glyph. 2 more seconds on the Doxy coming up. If they can get a shackle or something, Baby Knight could be in a lot of trouble. At the same time, he does have that Aegis, and I don't know how much he cares about if he respawns in a bad place in their base, because of course he has a lot of heroes on his team who can follow him up. Baby Knight still has that DD for a little bit left. There's gonna be a wall dropped, and are they just gonna wait this out? They could.
Yep. There's no tower as well, so like they can kind of go high ground without any kind of consequences with the tower like beating down on them. So yeah, with the docks it will drop down as well. I'm surprised. Well, I'm surprised London Conspiracy are going back. Oh no, I think they're just bottling up and then going.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was like, they should definitely breach with Dark Sibyl down in the tower. They can easily breach. They still got the Aegis and Razor as well.
And I think they're just waiting for the wall a little bit because they do have 2.5 minutes on the Aegis. They can afford to wait for the wall to fall naturally, and then really have nothing to worry about. And you can see, yeah, they're just waiting on the creeps. We might see even a creep ice shard block waiting for it, but I think the wall, yeah, there it goes, and they're going to be going in with this one. They're killing off the creeps, and this looks to be an easy Rax for London Conspiracy. Can Yellow Submarine mount the defense they need? They started off with Searing Chains coming out onto Jalopy and co. They've also got Invis Detection in case something happens, but of course they also have Invis Detection. Oh, they've got the gem on the tusk. Nyx Assassin won't be sneaking up here. There's going to be a stun on Ember Spirit, the immediate Cold Embrace. A beautiful Shackle comes out. They're actually going in on the Queen of Pain, but she has been shallow graved. Winter's Curse. She blinks away. She does still have that ult. Has to be careful as she uses it because of the spiked carapace, but that just went down. So now Baby Knight able to just work on this tower. He still has Aegis and Queen of Pain. She's coming back in on the sidelines. Actually only gets the Sonic Wave onto 1, but the Impale misses, and they have taken a melee rack. Slithering Crush onto 2. There's the BKB out of the Queen of Pain. Now she starts hitting like a truck. They're going to get 1. They're going to get 2. A lot of people caught out of position, and they should all fall. The Wind Runner, 1 more auto attack. Actually, the Slithering Crush ends up getting her. She does have buyback, so they might want to play a little bit more carefully, but I think they get the range tracks and just leave. Easy peasy. They're even going to... Oh, goodness. Soulbone won't do too much damage to that Nyx, but he took a lot just from the right clicks.
They're going to try and chase, actually, but... Oh, that's a snowball coming in.
Yeah, they are re-goosing. Slithering Crush onto 2. It's really big. Where's the heal bump coming out from Dazzle? It gets 1. Let's see if they can catch out on the Ember Spirit. He is silenced up. Damage stolen. A couple more auto attacks, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is their GG call since buybacks are down. So...
Yeah. And they're going to get top tower as well, or top rack. So I think that probably is game, most likely. YeS Submarine might try and mount one last defense, but... I mean, they did... had to fight against Omega Rex before, so they might try and stay on to Omega Rex, but Dark's gonna go down.
Yeah, and that, I mean, I feel like it was just a draft again from YeS Submarine, wanting too much, too early, and they just couldn't get the farm on all of their cores.
Yeah, just perhaps a little bit too greedy. Like, we saw what Nyx can do though. You got 3 massive kills on the cores of London Conspiracy, but unfortunately with their laning stage not going so, like, honestly I think if the laning stage went okay with Ember with a bit more farm, a little bit of a better lane matchup, I think this game would have been very, very close and very, very equal. But because Ember had such a bad time because he has kept rotating back and forth, unfortunately London Conspiracy just, you know, took the momentum that they had from the lanes into the mid game. And with Ember with a bit more farm, perhaps the game would have been a bit different, but now they're about to lose their last set of racks, and when that happens I'm pretty sure the game's over.
Yeah, on the upside the Aegis has been reclaimed. Tusk snowballs in. Solon actually in a lot of trouble, taking a lot of damage, but so is the Ember Spirit. He is having, all of his damage is sapped, and even if he gets off a nice sleight of fist, it won't matter. He's in the base. The Razor doesn't have the Aegis, so he's gonna immediately kill off his ally with all that stolen damage, but they are turning it around. Queen of Pain standing there, taking a lot as well, uses that wind run, trying to avoid all of this damage, but they don't care. In the snowball, Baby Knight's probably going to get another piece of the action here, and yeah, somehow Razor has an Ultra. Let's see if he can get a Rampage. I think he needs one more. Okay, if he can get PSM here, I think it's a Rampage. There we go. There's a Rampage. That's going to be GG. It looks like YeS Submarines are out, London Conspiracy advancing. Well played.
Yep, definitely well played. It was particularly game 1 was very, very close. Game 2 was a bit of a stomp, but at least game 3 had some signs of life, which is good to see. But yeah, I think these two teams are a very close match, honestly. Draft just been probably the slight advantage that London Conspiracy had, particularly in game 2 and game 3, to secure the win for the series. So congratulations to them.
And with that, folks, this will be the first set of the day. The next one, I believe, is Lemon Dogs versus Team Bad English. We'll get you guys into that right quick. I believe it should be starting pretty much now. So hopefully a lobby will be hosted soon. Once again, I've been Llama Down Under, joined by Mini Esports. You can find him on Twitter under that name. I'm Llama Down Under on Twitter. Please feel free to send us any and all feedback on how to improve the cast. And yeah, with that, let's do some words from our sponsors. Thank you all so much for watching.